Welcome. It's Nicole, and we are now going to walk through week 2. And we're going to spend some time on the student experience. We are on the content page of ConnectEd. This is where your students will go to log in and to actually get to their online book. If we click into the online book, students will be able to get to their home page. Here in the home page, students are able to get to all of their chapters. They're able to get to all of their lessons. Every chapter has a chapter opener, place and time, all of the lessons, feature sections, and activities and assessment. In addition, students will be able to get to all of their assignments and projects. Notice here, the student is able to see all of their upcoming assignments, and then if the student scrolls down, they're able to see all of those submitted assignments. When you need to get back to your home page, you can always click on the McGraw-Hill Networks icon. Students are able to get to their message center. Students are able to message their teacher. Teachers are able to message students. Students are not able to message each other. And lastly, on this home page, students are able to get to all of their resources embedded in the program. So we're going to spend a little time here walking through the student experience. We're going to actually go into a chapter, and we're going to walk through that chapter opener and place and time. Here within the chapter opener, this is where students are going to be introduced to that time period. They'll be introduced to that essential question, and then they'll be introduced to the story matters. This is where we really build relevance for our students, and we introduce students to an icon from history or an actual person from history, and students are actually able to read and listen about the information about this individual.
The story matters. In November 1860, voters elect Abraham Lincoln, a self-educated lawyer from Illinois, President of the United States.
The audio really allows students to be able to listen to the reading of the narrative and really provide an additional scaffold for students. Also a great way for the teacher to bring in an additional voice into the classroom. Students can also click on More Information bar to read more information about this particular individual. Next, we're going to move into place and time. This is where students will be able to get to the map for this particular time period, as well as their timeline. Students will always have a map focus activity to work through. They'll work through location, place, and they'll always have a higher level critical thinking question to work through as well. Now, of course, online, this map becomes interactive.
The Civil War was a time of serious upheaval in the United States. As you can see on the map, the Union had a far greater land mass than the Confederacy. However, the Confederacy put up a good fight, and the war lasted 4 years.
So again, students will have audio that they can listen to describing actions that are taking place on the map. Students can go in and they can take off specific layers on the map. They can also use this scale where they can drag the scale onto the map. They can pull that scale out and move it up and down to measure distances. Students will also have the use of the pencil tool where they could come into the map and they could actually circle areas, they could make certain marks, and take notes right on top of the map. All of the different layers of the map can be printed out. Now, in addition to the map, we do have the timeline for this particular time period. Students would be able to see the U.S. presidents that were in power during this time. They would be able to see the U.S. events that were taking place and the world events. And so here they're really able to make that comparison between those items. Students can also click on this bar here for more information about the particular events that were taking place. Now that you've seen the introduction to the student experience, why don't you go ahead and try and dig into an actual chapter opener and maybe move that scale onto the map, extend it out, and measure distances on the map.